Hey, welcome everyone. This is Mike from ZoZoStockWatch.com, and this is going to be your Let's Get Ready for the Week Ahead, October 22nd through October 26th. And also, we'll have our stock watch list included in this video. So it was kind of a mixed bag for the weekly closes on the markets. We had the NASDAQ down about 0.64%. We had the Dow up about 0.41%. The IWM down fractionally here. We also had the SPY, the S&P 500 was up fractionally, barely eking out a positive gain for the week on the SPY. In the SMH, the semiconductors were down for the week about 2.32%. Oil services took a hit here for the week. We had oil services down 4%. A little steam came out of the VIX, the fear indicator there. We were down, there's the devil's number, 6.66% for the week on the VIX. Home builders further weakness here, down almost 4% for the week. The XOP down almost 3% for the week. Oil itself down, or USO down 2.65%. Retail was down 2.5% for the week. So as you can see, a lot of sectors were down. Let's get and look at some of the sectors that were up. We had the consumer staples that has Procter and Gamble in that ETF. Procter and Gamble's earnings came out on Friday and moved the XLP up over 4%. For the week, closing it there. Nugget Gold, this is the gold miners. This was up 4% for the week. Utilities were up 3% for the week. The IYR, the REITs were up almost 3% for the week. JNUG coming in up about 3%. That's the junior gold miners there. We had the XLF up about a little bit less than 1%. Gold itself, the GLD, was up about 0.68% for the week. Let's go ahead and look at some of the sectors here on our S&P 500. All right, so as you can see here, the XLY was negative. We had the XLP up. The XLE energy was to the downside this week. The XLF up fractionally. The XLI down a little bit. The REIT section, XLRE, was up. XLK down and XLU was up. So that's some of your sectors here of the S&P 500. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of the charts here of these markets. And as you can see here, I live kind of by a simple theory that if we are below the 10 SMA, it's a no-go. So right now, the SPY, and let me move these, get rid of some of these lines for you so you can see it better. But on the daily chart here, this light blue line is the 10 SMA, and we are currently staying below the 10 SMA here on the SPY. If you notice on the IWM, which may be in some oversold territory here now on the IWM, we've been down quite a bit. We had this bounce, then we bear flagged, we hit the 10 SMA back here, and then we pulled away from it again. But we could be in some oversold looking for a bounce. Now, that doesn't mean that, we're out of the woods yet, but maybe a bounce is due in some of these markets. If you look at the SPY on a weekly chart, we're still staying within. We have stayed within the Bollinger Bands on the weekly chart. So here's the SPY. Right now we're holding above the lower Bollinger Band here. Also on the Qs, we're holding above the lower Bollinger Band here, threatening maybe to break it down, but we are holding within the Bollinger Bands here on my weekly chart. Also, the yellow line is the 50 SMA. We are holding above that for the Qs. Back to the SPY, we're holding that 50 SMA on the weekly on the SPY also. If we look at it though on the daily chart for the SPY, the 200 SMA is at 276.51. We closed at 276. It's 276.25. So we do have a close below the 200 SMA on the SPY. Going to depend on, how those Sunday night futures are going to open tonight and what kind of action we get in the overnight sessions from China, Japan, to see what kind of open we're going to get for tomorrow morning. Let's go and look at the action in the SPY for the intraday action of the SPY. So on Thursday, they pushed us down all day Thursday, right? And then we made a little bit of a rebound into the close here on Thursday. Then in the after hours, we started to pick up some steam here. Friday, the market opens up to the upside. When the market opened up, they pushed us up over this light blue line, the 10 SMA here. We battled around the light blue line. We just couldn't pick up any more steam. And then slowly we drifted off for the rest of the day on Friday on the SPY. So, the bulls were unable to kind of hold on to that momentum. So we'll see what is going to transpire for, Monday and the week ahead. If we look at the NASDAQ, the NASDAQ on a quarterly chart here real fast, and some of these other markets on a quarterly chart. Okay, you can see that, we're still in this uptrend on the quarterly chart. I mean, this is the damage. Each one of these candles represents 3 months of the market. So we haven't, really done that much damage. If we look at the SPY, we haven't done that much damage, but we are getting a solid red candle shaping up here. All right, so we're gonna have to see, what the next few months bring. Seasonality wise, we're going into a very good season, November, December, and the end of the year, hope, Christmas time, etc. So that may turn the market around. So we'll have to see how that's going to play out. All right, but right now, like I said, the SPY and the Qs are within those Bollinger Bands. As far as the Dow Jones 30, let's check that also on the weekly chart. Yeah, we're still in the Bollinger Bands and still holding above the 50 SMA on the Dow Jones. The only one that is breached the lower Bollinger Band and also is below the 50 SMA on the weekly chart is this IWM. The IBB is right at it. All right, that's the biotechs, and the XBI is below it. All right, these are the mid-cap biotechs, and they are currently below the 50 SMA and also out of the Bollinger Bands here on the weekly charts. So right now with the markets, I would say we're in a corrective market, but still in a bull uptrend market until that gets proven otherwise. And I would stay nimble until things improve. All right, this is definitely an active traders market right now, a day traders market. So I would lean towards that for right now. Very tough to put on swing trades right now each week. As you can see, the SPY and the markets are, chopping around, trying to find a bottom, trying to gain support. Every time we get kind of a little bit of a surge, sellers come back in to push us back down. So swing trading has been tough, and I would stay very light on my swing trades. And if you are going to swing trade, you'll have to give things a bigger stop with a smaller position size, maybe like half of your normal position size for swing trades right now, all right, until the market improves. For the week, some of the bigger names we had, we'll take a look at Apple down over 1% for the week. Tesla was up actually fractionally for the week. Amazon for the week was down over 1% for the week on the weekly chart here. Google was also down over 1% for the week, and Facebook that was up fractionally for the week on Facebook. Netflix itself down over 2% for the week. So Netflix, which we had high hopes for, with that gap up with the earnings, even that couldn't hold the gains from the earnings, broke down below the earnings gap up here, and then now testing the 200 SMA on the daily chart for Netflix. Some of your worst stocks for the week. We'll start out with AIG on hurricane concerns here. AIG was down 5% for the week. STT, a bank that just reported earnings, down 11% for the week. Halliburton, which reports earnings next week. On Monday, this stock was down 5% for the week, and that's with Schlumberger having earnings come out on Friday. Even Schlumberger ended up down about 1.5% for the week. VLO, Goldman Sachs came out with a sell on it, and this was down 14% for the week. PSX also down about 6% for the week. DO down about 9% for the week. NE got hit this week, down 7%. RIG took a hit this week, down 8% for the week on RIG. IBM, after releasing their earnings, the stock dropped 8% for the week. TWLO came out, said they were buying a company out, and this stock dropped 11% for the week on TWLO. NTNX dropped 7% for the week. WIN also fell 5.5% for the week. MLCO, Melco, down about 6% for the week. ATVI, their new game came out, and it was a slight disappointment on the sales, and this stock dropped almost 11% for the week on Activision Blizzard. We also had TTWO moving down 5% for the week, and Electronic Arts has dropped quite a bit from its highs here, about $160 down to about $102. Well, that was down about 4% also for the week. Home Depot and Lowe's were down. Home Depot down 7%. Lowe's dropped 6% as interest rates move up. Lennar and the home builders also continuing to move down here. Bank America came out negative on a lot of the home builders last week. Lennar was down. Toll also down. Lennar was down about 5%. Toll Brothers down 4% for the week. We had Caterpillar down this week about 8% for the week. Coors took a hit this week, down about 9%. Urban, also in the retail sector, taking a hit about 6% this week. EYPT, this stock was actually up when they got approval from the FDA, but ended down for the week, almost 18% there on EYPT, even after getting that FDA approval. MAC, phase 2 was terminated here in MACK. This stock dropped 20% for the week on that name. BLRX, we're still waiting on further data. I think it was published over the weekend, but this stock for the week was down 26% on BLRX, but I think more news came out over the weekend on that one. DCPH, this one dropped 21% for the week. Their phase 2A data wasn't as what we expected, so that stock dropped. PTE was down this week, down 10% for the week. Citron, a short-selling hedge fund, dropped this one and came out with negative comments on it. This one dropped almost 10% for the week. We had RVLT coming out with lowering their guidance on RVLT. Stock dropped 40% for the week on RVLT. And take a look at some of our best stocks for the week. First, coming out with Skechers. This one had earnings on Friday, and the stock jumped on their earnings report, 16% up for the week. So I'm going to keep my eye. This will be one that I'll be watching for the remainder of the week, see if there's any more follow through in Skechers. Another stock that did really well after their earnings was Procter & Gamble. This stock moved up 10% for the the week on Procter & Gamble. CHD, this stock also following Procter & Gamble, up 8%. A lot of defensive names were up this week. We have Clorox up about 5%. Hormel also climbed 5%. KHC, a lot of these defensive consumer defensive names up 6% for the week. TSN was also up. PM was also up this week, up 8% for the week. Altria Group was also up 3% for the week. WBA was climbing this week, up 5% for the week. J&J climbing about 4% for the week. Some selected airlines were moving up. UAL had a very good week, up 9% for the week. SAVE also had a nice week, up 8% for the week. PayPal, after releasing their earnings, this stock jumped 7% for the week. Morgan Stanley was up about 7%. Goldman Sachs climbed 6% for the week. A small little blockchain stock, SSC, climbed 16% for the week. Walmart had a good week this week, up about 2% for Walmart. GRVY, this stock moved up. Electronic gaming and multimedia, up 27% for the week. GRVY. LYL climbed this week, up 23% for the week on that one. LYL. We also had Trove climbing this week, 26% for the week. YECO, YECO, this one had a big move up over 300% for the week on YECO. They're the ones that basically they sold their company to buy the Millennial Sapphire, and the stock jumped on that. A lot of shorts got caught here, so the stock moved up 300% for the week. Another 300% mover was PLAG. Now, this is currently in a halt. Now, this stock on Friday moved up 400% for the week. It's currently in a halt. If you're stuck in PLAG right now, your PLAG, you're currently in a T1 halt. So just go to www.nasdaq.com, trader, T1 halt, news pending on this name, PLAG, and also letter M, volatility trading pause. No time given when that's going to commence trading again, but it is currently halted. If you go here, you can see on the NASDAQ halt list here, you see that PLAG is halted, and then it gives you the reason codes, M and T1. It's an Amex stock, so still currently halted on PLAG, but a 400% winner on that one. But you have to get your money out of there to get those gains. So currently halted on that name. KRYS was up this week, up over 41%. They released interim results for Phase 1, Phase 2, EIGR. Phase 2 met primary endpoints. This stock climbed 17% for the week. ECYT was acquired by Novartis for about $24 a share, and so that one jumped 53% for the week. Fred had a very good week, up 28%. NIHD also climbed about 21% this week. NVIV climbed 21% for the week on that one. PETZ was up 59% for the week. Seed popped this week, up 25% for the week. FT, another China name, moved up 50% for the week on FTFT. IMMU was upgraded this week. That stock jumped 12% for the week. Some of the shippers were moving up this week. We had Tops gaining 22%. DCIX also moving up 20%. GLBS climbed 26% for the week. And CNET also climbing this week, another China, small cap China name, up almost 80% for the week on CNET. So that's some of your best stocks for the week. So what we have coming up this week, for one thing, we have a lot of earnings. We'll get more into that in a second. This courtesy of the Trade Exchange, built for traders by traders. This is their calendar they put out each and every week. So for the upcoming, for Monday, not too much going on. Some of the big things that are coming out. Friday, we have the GDP coming out on Friday the 26th. Durable goods comes out at 8:30. On Thursday, you see all the Fed speak that we're going to have for the week ahead. So a lot of Fed speak this week, and GDP is probably the most important. And then we have durable goods for our economic information. Everything else is pretty straightforward. Oil, pending home sales, nat gas, but a lot of Fed speak sprinkled in. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of the stocks that will be reporting earnings for the week ahead. And as you can see, it's quite a bit this week, and a lot of big names. On Monday before the bell, we have Halliburton, and then we get into on Tuesday before the open, you have Caterpillar, McDonald's reporting, Verizon. You also, after the close on Tuesday for the semis, Texas Instruments will be reporting earnings after the bell on Tuesday. Wednesday, we have Boeing, AT&T, UPS will be reporting before the bell on Wednesday. After the bell on Wednesday, we have Microsoft and AMD, Visa. So three big names right there. We have Las Vegas Sands will be reporting earnings after the close on Wednesday. And then Thursday, we get into Twitter, Shopify, SHOP, Grubhub, GRUB, Southwest Airlines, LUV, and then leading up to Thursday after the bell, Amazon, Snap, Alphabet, Intel, Chipotle, CMG, symbol there, Guild, GILD, Western Digital, WDC, symbol there, and AKS Steel. And then Friday, we finish it out with Goodyear Tire and Weyerhaeuser, WY, symbol there. So as you can see, some big important earnings coming up this week, all leading into, by the way, next week. For earnings. All right, and let me bring over this calendar. We have Apple, which will be coming up on Thursday, the 1st of November. So circle your calendars for Apple for the first week of first of November. Sorry, that's Thursday. In the next couple of weeks. All right. And then you also have Facebook will be rounding out October on the 30th, all right, of October. So quite a big important earnings coming up in the weeks ahead. All right. But for this week coming up, you see in the red here, Amazon, Shopify, et cetera, et cetera. List. First one up for the stocks to watch, ABIL. This stock, 2.8 million shares. Keep it on your radar for intraday trade. AGRX also looks like it could be trying to get up over $1 here. 5.5 million shares came into AGRX. If they get it going, maybe they'll fill this gap down here on AGRX. AKER also holding up pretty well. Friday, 4 million shares came into this name, has 40 cents above it. So if you like these under 50-cent names, you might want to keep an eye on AKER. AVXL looks interesting here. 2.5 million shares came into AVXL, has that $3 area up ahead, so keep that one on watch. Intraday, like I said, the shippers have been getting some fits and starts right now, like DCIX, they pop it up and then it's been pulling back, but I'll have this on watch. ELK, this is an Israeli company. This was moving up big push up on Friday. Now, it could be a pump, but maybe a newsletter pump. But this is an Israeli company, expanding volume here. We'll have it on watch. I'm not in love with this one because of that lower volume, but keep it on watch if you like it. FTFT, a China name, turning the corner. 3.4 million shares, has the $2 area up ahead, trying to get up over the 200 SMA. By the way, a moving average that's kind of rolled over here on FTFT. That makes it a little bit harder to penetrate that. So we'll see. HSGX, an under $1 name. They popped it up on Thursday, pulled it back on Friday. So we'll see on this one. Not in love with it, but we'll see if that one wants to do anything. Some other stuff that you'll have to have on watch because we don't know what kind of market it's going to be. But I would keep either a JNUG or like a Nougat, NUGT on watch. I would also keep TIVX on watch next week, right? Depending on what this market wants to do. You might also want to keep TZA on watch for a continuation move. As this moves up, right, the IWM will move down. Now, while I think the IWM is a little bit oversold at this point, oversold can become more oversold. But if that's the case, if they start selling the IWM off, we'll be watching TZA. And like I said, you could be watching TIVX for volatility. Some other stocks that we'll be watching, MTSL will be on watch. Also, 1.1 million shares came into this one on Friday. NDRA, a nice move up, 2.2 million shares on NDRA. Keep this one on watch for maybe a continuation move, maybe a red to green move. Intraday, NVIV. 1.8 million shares on NVIV. Now you see what I had to do to this chart, right? To get you to see, right? We've been rolling over and pretty much just doing nothing all this time. Now all of a sudden on Friday they pop this thing up. So we'll see if there's any more continuation in that one. PTI. This one had news. I think it was Thursday. They popped this one up. We kind of had this inside day on this name. So this will be on watch either for a red to green or maybe it'll just consolidate a little bit more. So we'll see. PXS has been turning the corner here. PXS, this is another shipper. Volume is very light in this thing, but it is trying to turn. It is above the 50 SMA, starting to try to get back over the 200 SMA on PXS. Keep it on watch. RCON, small little obscure oil name, also below the 200 SMA, but trying to turn the corner here. So we'll keep an eye on that one. Now, as far as a swing trade. The only one I really have is, Walmart looks interesting. All right. Walmart, if it can get up over, say, $97, $98 or so on Walmart for a possible swing trade. That's been holding up well during the market sell-off. Maybe Skechers if we get a continuation move for a possible swing trade. Back to some day trades. Tops, like we said, keep an eye on that one. VTGN looks very strong. VTGN, so I'll be watching this one intraday. VTVT also looks strong. Held up Friday, 3.2 million shares in VTVT, so keep an eye on that one. And I think that's about it. That's all I have for my stocks on watch for next week. Oh, wait, I got one more for you. TTNP. All right, 56 million shares came into this name on Friday. It's an under 40, under 50 cent name currently, trying to fill this gap. Maybe if it gets back over the 50 SMA, they might be able to turn this one and push it up a little bit more if you like those under 50 cent names. All right, so that's the stocks to watch list. I'm Mike from ZoZoStockWatch.com. Each night we do a video for you, so tomorrow night we'll be out with another video, stocks to watch, and it won't be as long as this video because we don't incorporate the let's get ready for the week ahead, but it'll be shorter and just the stocks on watch. All right, everybody, have a great rest of your weekend. Have a good day trading tomorrow.